We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
With Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Good evening, everybody. I figured I'd pull out the intro. And there's going to be a lot of reality in this broadcast. And there's going to be a lot of ranting. So I said, you know what? Especially because I'm going to be focusing a lot on the Alex Jones, David Icke, not Musk debate, and how I experienced it, and how it felt to me for the very first time that I was very much in a situation when I looked into it. And we'll get into it after we talk about Tucker and Putin, and I think that's important too. I watched the whole interview. But where I really felt like in real time, I was part of some weird post-truth world, whether it be AI involved, and we're going to get into that, or not. And although the debate was heavily focused on AI, that's not why I'm bringing it into the realm of AI, but we'll get there. So thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. We're broadcasting across platforms. The links down below are how you can support me at this point. I do want to remind everybody, I do have a 5-day-a-week show. It's 5 days a week, okay? It's over at patriot.tv. The patriot.tv Rumble channel is where you can see all of my interviews, really interesting stuff. I just want to say I don't book the guests there. So I just want to put it out there that, like, it's not like I agree with all these people. Like, for instance, had an ex-CIA asset on the other day who wrote this book, you know, and all these ex-CIA guys or assets or whatever, they're always defending the agency. This guy happened to work in South America during the Iran-Contra affair. All right, so really interesting conversation, and had a lot of interesting quirks, almost Musk-like quirks, like a little like kind of ticks. And by the way, we're going to take your questions and comments, and but by we, not just me and the show, but I want everybody to get ready,
Because today you're going to get the opportunity to ask Elon Musk questions.
Okay, so we're gonna have you ask Musk questions, and we're going to get to that whole idea as well. Okay, right there. Because that alone, that's, you know, I have a commercial technology where they have voice morph that sort of kind of lets me sound like Elon Musk. And if I have more of a cadence with it, I think it sounds better. Okay, so we'll get into all that. Let's start with the Tucker Putin interview. And first of all, I want to say, even though it's got all the views it has, I don't know how many people watched all of it. I think there's probably a lot of people that caught the clips or skipped around. I think that certainly people in media wanted to be first, and perhaps they did watch all of it. I just want everybody to know, hand to God, watch the whole thing, okay? What, for me, was the most interesting moment of the whole thing, right? And you notice, guys, a lot of the times when I do these things, I don't want to be first. Yeah, and one of the reasons I don't want to be first is, first of all, I want to see what everybody's talking points are going to be. Right, left, alternative, center, whatever. Hot takes, not so hot takes. For me, the highlight of the whole interview, the 2+ hours, was when Putin slyly called out Tucker Carlson for, in his younger days, wanting to work for the Central Intelligence Agency. Now, I haven't heard anybody else comment on that. No, nobody, really. I don't know. Maybe it's been in passing, or it's something that's been highlighted to take Tucker down. That's certainly not what I'm doing. Why am I bringing it up? Well, first of all, Voice of America, which Tucker's dad worked for, heavily involved in the Central Intelligence Agency. Remember, a lot of these are contract work or assets or like the real backdoor deals. You think you're being patriotic, etc. So, Putin's an intelligence guy himself. He brings, I understand that you wanted to work for the agency at one point and didn't. He's like, hey, it's a job. I thought that overall was the most interesting part. And why do I say that? Well, there were no shocker moments for me. Putin largely spent, I don't know, the first 25 to 30 to 35 minutes on kind of a historical lesson of that region. Now, listen, I'm no historian, okay? I'll be honest with you. But a lot of what he talked about, obviously not the specifics. I mean, he was talking about baptisms and brothers and, he's going back to the 800s. I knew that historically Ukraine was a part of Russia as Russia developed, that Russians lived there. Okay? So I think that's lost on a lot of people. Tucker, after the fact, really said that, overall, it's not like Putin made his case for why he invaded when he invaded, right? In fact, he kind of tried to correct Tucker right off the gates when Tucker made his own insinuations. A lot of people are talking about Putin and the Central Intelligence Agency and blowing up the pipeline. And, at that point, Tucker did come back at him and say, well, if you have the evidence for that, then why wouldn't you put that out to the world and have a huge propaganda war or a propaganda win? Okay. And here's the deal. Because he used the term propaganda, he kind of played into the game of Putin, because Putin's just able to turn it around and say, well, the United States is the king of propaganda, etc. And he spoke of trying to come to the peace table and the Boris Johnson snub. He says, look, I don't know, they want to talk, okay. Stop. If they want to end the war, all they have to do is stop giving them weapons and the war will end. He's like, if you don't give them the weapons, they can't do anything. So it's already over. And look, here's the deal. Just like, I don't like what's going on over in the Middle East right now, Israel, Palestine. I mean, what they're doing right now, this last drive, it's pretty horrendous, man. I'm not going to lie. I don't like any of it. But I also don't like hundreds of thousands of people in Russia and Europe dying either. I don't think that's cool on either end. And, Putin also spoke of this idea of the denazification of I guess you would call it the Ukrainian culture, even the Eastern European culture. And, he made the argument, and Tucker rightly so to me, he said to him, look, Hitler died 80 years ago. We can debate that all day. Like, I'm not here to play that game, whether Hitler got out. That's not what I'm talking about. But essentially this idea of Nazism, but he's like, yes, but it's at the same time, it prevails. And look, talk about a propaganda war or information war win. It's not hard for him to win that information war when he can easily point out and does point out that Canada has a literal old school Nazi fought alongside the Nazis, right? And they're cheering him on. Yeah, you make it hard to be an adversary to Putin and what he's saying. Putin's a very smart guy, and that's why he's where he's at. So overall, all this hysteria of Tucker should be arrested, or the kill list on Tucker, all that's peripheral noise to me. I would love to say that this is a step in the direction of de-escalation. I don't know that it's going to de-escalate anything. Okay, so we're going to jump topics. Remember, thumbs it up, subscribe, share everywhere. If you're watching on the Rumble, if you're on the X. By the way, if you are watching on something other than X, and by the way, X doesn't get a lot of the video views, you should also be following me at Jason Bermas on X, because there's so many stories that I do post. I never do videos on. If you are looking for a place to find my nightly show every single night, if you go to my feed, there's a retweet of my show, Making Sense of the Madness. So all these excuses, guys, you think I've gone somewhere, I got nowhere. Hour-long show every single day, guys. 5 days a week on top of this. But again, I still wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, because as you see, just like with Red Voice Media, shows come and go. And thank you for my hardcores out there, the ones that really do support me, because you don't. And now we're going to get into the wild times. All right? So let's preface this whole thing of Icke versus Jones and Elon Musk, and how I feel about Elon Musk and what I've said about Elon Musk. And almost the irony to me that Wednesday, I got a call. On Wednesdays, I tape 2 shows. Okay, I get Thursday off, so we tape Wednesday and Thursday show. And while I was about to tape my second show, and man, was it with the actual CIA asset? I think it was with the CIA asset guy. And he's got a book. And guys, again, go check out that interview. Again, they'll talk about like a cadence and a very weird, kind of nomenclature. It's hard to interview because he'd take a lot of big pauses, but not be done. Anyway, I get a call from the InfoWars producer. Hey, Jason, can you do the 4th hour? You bet I can. We've all had this discussion 100 out of 100 times when I'm asked to do something like that, and I'm going to do it. And what I talked about the well-being economy, and there were several times that Elon Musk actually came up. And one of the points I made was, part of the well-being economy is this green economy. Okay? And that you can't deny it. That's what this climate agenda, this carbon, you are the carbon. They not only want to reduce, but they want to control. You're part of the command. The whole biological system based in carbon. That's what this is. And the old Musker do had tweeted out that he was for a carbon tax. And that's what's going to solve climate change. And I just put it up briefly while I did the show. And I said, I highly disagree. So a lot of it was like Klaus Schwab. I think it was a really good one. If you didn't see it, I did repost it. The Well-Being Economy, really good video, very informative. Okay. So then I see that Icke and Jones are going to have the Musk debate, and I'm listening and I'm watching, but I had scheduled a lunch beforehand, so I'm about 35, 40 minutes deep. Okay. And the last thing that I hear while these two are going back and forth, and Jones kind of defensive. Icke still, because there is that idea that Icke talks about us living in the simulation, right? I've had Icke, in fact, on Making Sense of the Madness twice this year. The second time he really got to expound on that theory. Okay. And why do I bring that up? Because I don't necessarily believe that. That's not, how I don't believe in that. Like, that's the thing. Like, I want to make sure everybody knows, just because David Icke, I don't necessarily agree with everything Icke has to say. Is that shocking to everybody? So, but in fact, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that's a misnomer. I think that this is reality. I don't think there's a multiverse. Okay, I don't think we're in a simulation. I think this is the real deal. We could talk about metaphysics and what reality is, but in the way that it's put out there, I don't buy into that. But Icke thinks that Musk is part of that cult that knows that we're in the simulation. That's part of the thing. Okay, just want to preface it there. Right before I go in to have lunch with my buddy, Icke brings up the point about the carbon tax. Okay, and Alex stops him and concedes the point. He goes, "Nope, David, you're right. He called for a carbon tax. That's not a good thing." I go in. I have lunch with my buddy. Great lunch. Fun time. And I tell him, like, that last point, that I had done the show. I brought that up. They're having the debate. Fun stuff. I get back in my car and I'm listening to what I think is a recording of Elon Musk talking about the simulation, but also in relation to David Icke, like somebody had actually asked him. I don't realize that I'm listening to not Elon Musk, and we're going to get to not Elon Musk in a minute, okay? Because this story is so bizarre when I finally get into it. So I start listening to the back and forth, and the person is going by the name and has a Twitter account. Now we're going to start getting into to the gravy train, everybody. Adrian Dittman. And Adrian Dittman, doesn't have a ton of followers. Joined in 2021. I started looking at Dittman's, but before I did, he does a lot of like stuff on X. Because when I'm listening to Dittman talk and David Icke is like, is this Musk or not? This is ridiculous. And I'm like, it didn't feel to me like an impersonator at first, because he was answering the questions just like Elon Musk would. And what do I mean by that? So Mars, artificial intelligence and its powers and its prowess. And he had all, and you're going to see this, he had all like the tics, and even when he laughed, this whole thing, I mean, he sounds, and then also acts like has the same knowledge base as Musk. They even ask about aliens at some point. All right. So I listened to this to the point where I called my brother afterwards, and I was convinced that Musk had called in under a pseudonym. Now, I didn't realize, I just want everybody to know, that he had connected through Spaces. And Jones was obviously, during this interview, it seemed like he was convinced that they were talking to Elon Musk. Okay? So when I did get home and I got to listen to this thing, and this is why we're talking about the post-reality, post-truth. We're in the post-truth world right now.
Because even on some level, if I want to go to Mars and take you there in a SpaceX rocket, right, because we're all going to go there, I can somewhat tell you that I want to do that in a Tesla Cybertruck as Elon Musk.
Remember, we're going to take your questions and comments. If you'd like a question for Musk, please ask the question preference Elon and then the question. That's how you'll ask that, okay? So I looked this up, and we're going to listen to this thing because it's long, and I need people to thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. But we're going to listen to it after I go through some of the points that I'd like to debate Adrian Dittman, who I don't believe is Elon Musk. And then when I was thinking about it before I listened to this conversation that Dittman supposedly has with Musk, right? I've got Elon dying, voice clone baffles tech billionaire. Okay? So you come down, we're going to play this video. But out of the gates, I guarantee you're not going to know which one's Musk and which one's isn't. And, you know, a lot of people are going to say there's some kind of fakery going on here. I don't know what's going on here. I'll be quite honest. This is the post-truth world. Like when I think about this, though, I can tell you that this person's cadence and his answers are so Musk-like that this person could easily be somebody that would be hired to do interviews over the phone as Elon Musk when he did not do them in person, or to do voice calls, chats, etc. And it's so convincing you would think it was a high-level AI, right? Like it's not just an impersonation. Like this person seems to have really studied the cult of Musk, which is very bizarre because if you sounded like and had the tics of someone, but apparently doesn't look like this person. Okay. See, everybody asked the like, how did Dittman know all that information? So again, we're going to play this. Later in the day, like Dittman was holding another space as Adrian Dittman for like 5 hours. And I'm sure there are some people out there that are convinced that he's Elon Musk. When I was listening to this, there did appear to be some cracks in the persona or the voice a little bit. Okay? I do want to say that. So check it out. Here we're going to do it. There's a lot of foul language here, guys. I'm just letting everybody know. We're letting the F-bombs fly in this one. But we're going to play this video of the space with Musk. And here's Dittman right here. Like, I want everybody to see this. See this? This is Dittman. And you'll see that when he speaks and the Musker Do account is up here on the top. Okay? So let's do it. Let's play the clip.
I don't know how to feel about this. This is fucking... Dude, my mind's literally melting out from my ears right now. It's great. Like, my heart rate is up at maximum level. Even though that's not reflect... Like, yeah. I'm there. Dude, are you going to break the internet and give me a follow back, please, sir?
Who are you?
Adrian?
Dude, this guy just joined the space and he sounded exactly like you.
Great.
Like, no way.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking epic.
I can't tell if the real one is talking or...
Yo.
And by the way, this happened over the summer. I missed a lot of things over the summer. Okay? Like, just want to point that out.
This is a fully recursive psyop. That's what this is.
Fully recursive.
We live in a simulation.
Yeah, we are the simulation. I mean, I literally put out a tweet saying, hey, we are the Matrix. It's like, we make our own things real. And my idea is like saying, hey, I don't want to break the Matrix. I want to reshape it such that it agrees with us. Like, that's my mission, personally. I don't want to break. I want to shape. So, like, no.
So once again, that's not Elon Musk talking right there. I want to make everybody really clear that that's not the old Musker Do talking right there. Okay, that's Adrian.
I mean, at some point there's just going to be like 100 AI clones of me that just sound exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is not AI. That's the best part. This is like what I unironically sound like all the time. This is like natural me. Yeah, I can prove it. Here, let me KYC for you. Yum, 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 yum. So, like, you can hear my meat flaps. I think that works. Does that work? What else do I have to do to prove? It's like, I got Elon dying right now. That's great.
I would, because Dittman seems to take every position that Musk has taken, I would actually be more comfortable debating Dittman on the many topics that I'm about to go over after we watch this. And then after that, guys, we will take your questions and comments. Remember, if you'd like to talk to Elon,
he would love to talk to you as well. He's not as good as Dittman, but again, he's there for questions.
All right, here we go.
That's something. The moment you got Elon Musk dying from your jokes, That's like the highest level. That's like peak. That's like peak civilization. It's like, hey, I made the guy who's going to put us on Mars laugh. That's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's fucking great. That's epic. Yeah. Must say, I am absolutely enjoying this. I'm absolutely enjoying this platform.
That sound exactly like me, and then see what happens.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people actually think I am you, and like keep saying, "Hey, I've never seen him and you in a same space before." I was like, dude, one day that's gonna happen, and then all these, yeah, all gonna be misspelled. So yeah.
And we can confirm. Yeah. And we can confirm now that Elon Musk parody and Elon Musk are different people. You know, it's not his idea.
Yes, this is how it is.
No, he just
this
has
is like
multiple
full
devices.
transparency. Yeah.
But again, it's not really a parody. He's not acting as a comedian. He's almost acting as like a conduit. It's very bizarre.
How do we know this is? I can have two phones.
Okay, but
Yeah, that's good.
where did Elon parody go?
I am my own psyop.
Elon parody.
Yeah, you are.
Elon parody.
I am my own
Yeah,
psyop.
welcome to the world.
He's
I don't know who's
driving right
laughing in the
now.
background. Are those the Twitter devs? Sorry, the X devs. Like, are those the X Corp devs that are also in on the joke? Yeah, X Corp.
You know what's really wild is this space is being hosted by an Elon Musk parody, and you have an Elon Musk impersonator in here, and you have Elon Musk at the same time, and nobody knows who's actually speaking right now.
This is
Yeah,
epic.
I can tell you exactly who's speaking right now. I'll put up my hand and then you all know it's me. This is me.
What a
Yeah,
ridiculous
that's me.
situation we have here.
I still don't even
Yeah,
know how
I
to
know.
put my hand up in those Twitter spaces. That's how, I mean, you call me a boomer but you know, I'm pretty techie, and I don't know that interface. It's not very apparent how to do that, how to put the hand up.
This is so remarkable. This is unbelievable. Honestly, I'm just like really thinking to myself, is this
Truly the
real?
most entertaining platform on the internet, in the world.
This is for real.
Thank you.
Wait, why do you sound so much like me? This is weird.
I don't know, dude. Literally, I am married, and my wife says the same shit to me. It's like she watches a clip of you and says, I don't hear him speaking. I hear you speaking. I'm like, yeah, welcome to my life. I go on Twitter Spaces. Everyone thinks I'm you.
Well, where do you live?
Dude, like, if I did that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can tell you that. I can tell you that I'm in Oceania. That's about as general as I'm willing to go, because I'm like afraid that people would be hunting me down. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
How do we know you're not an AI in a computer somewhere?
Okay. Give me something that only an AI cannot do. Give me something.
Yeah, that's the problem. AI can do everything.
Yeah.
It's too fast to be AI, I think.
That's the thing, though. This is not AI. I mean, let's say I speak closer to a microphone. Does that work? Like if I speak closer to, I don't know. That might prove it. That's the KYC, the non-bot proof. Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Where'd I grow up? Basically everywhere, right? Like that's the thing. I used to travel a lot. Like I grew up in Gibraltar. Lived in Morocco for a few years. Yeah, good place, beautiful. Why? Why is it funny? What's going on there?
So I'm just going to stop it here. It's got another few minutes. But right now, what I think I'm going to do is, as Elon, I'm going to break down a few things that maybe I would bring up if I were debating the Musk or do. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's see what we got here.
So let's start with DARPA. We know that DARPA and Moderna have a partnership for their therapeutics, the ADEPT and PROTECT program. So again, this is military run, but then has strategic collaborators such as Merck, AstraZeneca, Vertex, BARDA, and the good people that know Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, amongst others, is the Institute Pasteur Center. Now, I, not Elon Musk, had my net worth go up 600% during you know what time period. One of the big reasons was I teamed up to make micro factories that printed up the you know what's. Okay, these outside of AI are the points David Icke might be making. He made the point that I'm also a huge military industrial complex contractor. That's what Tesla is, overtaking Boeing. SpaceX, very similar. Okay. Alan McLeod has written a lot about this. Okay. Now, I'm also on the tiny home agenda, which right here is heavily funded with its crowd campaign. They used to promise like a 15K home and maybe you'll get there. But all of a sudden, your tiny home's up to 50K. Pretty tiny for 50K. But hey, I'm a great guy. And then there's the Blackjack program with DARPA that's supposedly shrinking as of this summer. But you know what's not shrinking? Let me tell you what's not shrinking. Even if they say they're downsizing with SpaceX, Ukraine is stuck with me because their entire communication system is via Starlink and that SpaceX partnership. Okay? That's the deal, everybody. And now, before I go back to a real voice, I'm going to use this voice modification, sing a little tune, because I love you so much. But I know I love you, and that may be all Musk needs to know.
All right, guys. let's buckle it up. Let's do it. Let's take everybody's questions and comments. It's what you're here for. We're gonna bring it all the way back up to the top. We're gonna read it through. Again, we are obviously demonetized on YouTube, so there's no such thing as like a super chat or anything like that. You know how to support me down below, or if you are watching on Rockfin and all that other good stuff, I do thank you. Rumble, all that good stuff. Let's see what we got here. All right, we're doing it. We're going downtown. Let's see. Can we go with that? Oh, wait, no, we can't do it with that. That's all right. It's all right. We'll do the scrollings. Let's see. Jones has now proved he's a sellout. I disagree. I don't think it means he's a sellout. We can have. He's letting me on. He's letting me talk. We can have differences of opinion. I think that's a good thing. Critical thinker. Free RJ6 political hostages now. Free Julian Assange now. We got some events for Julian Assange. Day X is what people are talking about. I think there's a couple of protests coming up in the next week and a half. Let's see. Why is Jones a sellout? They're all shills for you know who. No, I don't know who. Let's see. Good morning. It's good evening over here. Morning. Nice timing. Yeah, we're almost at midnight here in central time zone, middle America, the good old Midwest. Let's see. All right, man. Whoop, whoop. What up? What up? Hey, everybody. How we doing? Why you still associate yourself with Alex Jones? You realize that Jones refuses to actually exposing Zionists. I've heard this same song and dance since I worked at InfoWars and before that. Before I worked with Jones. Don't you know? I'm a huge Zionist, or I'm a Mossad agent, or I'm a crypto. You know what? Stupid. Dumb. Ridiculous. Do you know about Dr. Michael Persinger and seen his lecture called No More Secrets? The Koran helmet is interesting. No, I'm not. All of that is something I have no idea about. How we doing, Jan? Always good to see you. Glad you're out this late listening up. I don't trust Musk. Even his mother creeps me out. Listen, there's a lot about all of them Creeping me out. Sorry. Jan says, I watched every minute. She was talking about my well-being economy video. If you have not seen the well-being economy video, please check it out. Please check it out. Let's see. I watched the whole clip halfway. Oh, you talked maybe about the Poot interview. Yes. Watched the whole clip with halfway Tucker and Putin is a coexist pagan. Watched every second. It was great. When Jerkowitz walked out like a little itch. I really enjoyed the history part. Jason, ooh, please get rid of that whack, boring, long 2-minute intro. It's corny, but we still love your content always. Davina, sorry. Maybe I'll make something else. Guys, let's get those thumbs up if you're still watching over on the Tubins, huh? Let's get 150 thumbs up on this bad boy. Let's see. Indeed, I think Tucker got the job. Haven't seen you in a while. Again, I'm on 5 days a week. Patriot.tv or the Patriot TV Rumble channel. How do you feel about New Scum or Icky Nicky for the Demon Rats party? I hate Newsom and I don't like Nikki Haley. I don't like either of them. It is better to follow Max Egan, David Icke, and Jeff Berwick, and Dabu777. All of these people exposing the whole truth. Okay. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Ashton Forbes and the MH370 teleportation theory? Also, I feel the Tucker Putin interview was part of the larger "the dollar is in demise" demoralization campaign. I mean, Ike pointed out the fact that Putin was very pro-China, pro-AI, pro-dollar demise is another thing that Jones pointed out. As far as Ashton Forbes and the MH370, I never bought into the MH370 stuff. But well before Ashton Forbes did his work, I did take some look at it. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But those videos, listen, the background video and the stereoscopic one, the background of that video, it comes from a stock image, right? That was proven. And then the other video where you had the like blast disappearance kind of thing, that's like a stock graphic as well. So I don't think I saw that he thought he had debunked those debunkings. I never thought that. So you notice I stayed away from it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect. I get things wrong. I mean, again, I just went through a whole post-truth world thing yesterday. Like literally, and that's the thing. That's it. We're in the post-truth world. The AI is going to get so good
that it will be me just joking around as Elon Musk and telling you that we're riding a freight train to Mars.
But anybody will be able to do it much more convincingly, or you'll be able to type it in. You already have a lot of that. Yeah, well, Putin tried to make peace, and nobody wants to make war, not peace. See, it's a genocide. Bakersfield, California. Repay no one evil for evil. Have regard for good things in sight of all men. Amen, Ross. Let's see. We're saying hello. Agree. I'm sick of all these wars and don't support any of them. I don't want a damn thing going on like that. Ukraine will be Israel 2.0 as soon as it's built up better. Thank you, Karen, so much for always throwing in the links. They do help. I just got a good coffee from somebody. I don't know if they want me to say their name, so I will not. But I do really appreciate it. Especially, $5, $10, $15 would mean the world to me. But sometimes when someone gives a big uns, thank you so much. Makes me know that I'm appreciated by you guys. I listened to RFK Jr. today, and he gave the same history as Putin, and Kennedy was taped 3 weeks ago. Correct. How are we doing, Flick? Always good to see you, brother. Adrian Dittman is AI Musk. I mean, look, we're so far along that's not out of the realm of possibility that Dittman is like some troll AI. We can't disregard that. I do want to make that extremely clear. I'm not disregarding that. Let's see. Please tell Jason to keep his distance from Jesuits, CIA, Jones, the pro-Zionist. My God. Doesn't get old. Hey, buddy. Want to talk about anything else? Like about what the whole show's been about? Like the actual topics, or no? You want to be on your high horse. How are the nieces doing? Well, the reason I decided to go late night and not tomorrow was because both of them are over at a friend's house having sleepovers. One of them had her job today. I'm very proud of very proud of both of my nieces, obviously. But the other one has the travel volleyball team. Luckily, it was like a home game, but it's like 15 minutes away. Great complex. I've noticed when I've gone on the road that the road ones are smaller than the ones around here. They're pretty brutal around here. But hey, man, it's an all-day thing for her. Then she gets to spend time with her friends afterwards. So, as long as they keep doing good in school, the whole nine, I'm a happy dude. But no, whole place to myself right now. Let's see. Standing to thunderous applause for a Nazi. Well, Justin Trudeau wouldn't accept less than that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, talk about like a win for like Putin's cause. And you're literally applauding Ukrainian Nazis. Let's see. Musk is trying to play God, and he's playing with fire. Can't be trusted. Yeah, he's a front man for it. No, you are way wrong, Jason. Someone has brought that up about Tucker being in the CIA, and that was Dr. Shiva Adura. Dr. Shiva has been saying that for years. Look it up. He's not the only one. Davina, been around a long, long time. Much longer than Dr. Shiva. I hate to tell you. And I was never a real fan of the Tuckins back in the day. And I've openly, Robbie Martin, huge critic of Tucker, his father's involvement in the Central Intelligence Agency, etc. So if you're saying I'm wrong that nobody else is talking about Tucker being in the CIA, I'm just saying that there's nobody talking about this interview, and that being the highlight of the interview that Putin slid that in there. Let's see. We got flick off. Icke over Jones any day of the week. Listen, man, there's certain things that I highly respect Icke for. He has remained consistent on being anti-war no matter what, right? And I've often talked about that. I'm highly skeptical about shape-shifting interdimensional lizards. Even with the hate and lie shots, I won't even bring up anything regarding that because we are on YouTube right now. But I have differences of opinion there as well. That's all I'm saying. A. Jones equals gatekeeper. Davina, thanks. I've heard that before. Ike's arrogant and talks down to people like he's the knowing-all. Listen, man, again, I think that what I like about David Icke is he'll also be like, listen, you're allowed to believe something else. I had his son Gareth on this year too, not so long ago. I had no idea that Ike's daughter had died, by the way. Terrible, awful. That's got to be, you outlive your kids, man, and that's going to be a tough one. So, just saying that. But that's not never a problem I've had with Icke, like talking down to people or anything like that. Certainly, some of his subject matter, just disagree. Agree to disagree, David. Let's see. None of these guys are perfect. No one is. Right, correct, because that would be godhood. And now they're going to try to tell you like AI is perfect or as close to perfect as it can get, aka it deserves to be God in some realm. Let's see. At least David Icke not promoting divide and conquer, where he keep pushing the division between Muslim and Christian. Jones has been the Christian thing from the get-go. He's never backed down on that. And some people have criticized him for being a little bit preacher-esque at times. Hey, man, that's his business. I'm not getting in between him and his faith or what he believes his relationship with God is. You know what? I can control my relationship with spirituality, God, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, right? That's it. Icke is 72, so he's kind of around the longest and deserves some respect. Yeah, I didn't realize how old David was. I kind of knew that he was older than Jones. I sometimes forget there's a big gap there because Jones is only 50. But then I think to myself also, I'm 44. And, guys like Maxwell, Jordan Maxwell, who I met. I've never met David in person. There is that gap, I guess, that age gap there. Let's see. We got some laughings. It sounded just like Elon, to be honest. Yeah, no, that it sounded just like him in that debate. That's what I'm saying. It was uncanny. I'm 70 since January 2nd. I'm also perfect. All right. There you go. The stuttering Elon has is hard to duplicate. I know, it's weird, Jan. It's weird. It wasn't him, though. No, cool, but not 100%. No, I could tell right away it wasn't Musk. Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday. How we doing, Memory Hold? I didn't think for 1 second that was Elon Musk. I don't know, man. It sounded like him to me when I was listening to it. It's one of your plan is to implement transhumanism like Deus Ex, Cyberpunk, and the Surge video game.
Well, because artificial intelligence may actually look at us as nothing more than an obstacle, a bump in the road, and like creatures, if that. I think that we have to merge with AI and compete. So, yes.
There you go, Karma. There you go. I thought it was him at first. He was very good. Musk speaks like a robot. I can't even speak a normal sentence. He pauses. How did again? I don't know how Dittman knew all the information. I do not know that. Grok is the AI that's competing. I've not paid the extra level. We just pay for, and I never would have had a blue check mark had it not been like, if you want to stream live or post long videos. It's the only reason I did it, guys. So we could bring it to you. Notice the PayPal's up there. You can help out. You can support $5, $10, $15. The coffee's down below. But, at the same time, I don't think my movies have ever been more relevant. Okay? So sharing my films as well, that's another huge way to support the broadcast. For free, by the way. I want those out there. Let's see. It sounded like Musk, but he was talking a little faster than Elon does. What happened? Brave New World cannibalism. Adrian Dittman even tells the paperclip story that Elon has told. He told the alien thing. He acted like he would have. He had the cadence and the information of Musk down to an astonishing level. He did let the F-bomb go a lot. But Musk has done that in the past too. Let's see. Musk has Asperger's, which makes him stutter. That was good. Kyle Dunnigan does the best Musk impression. I don't know that I've heard Dunnigan's. In fact, I even Kurt Metzger texted me, and I was like, "Hey, Musk called into the show. It was wild, and then it wasn't really Musk." I'm going to have Metzger on soon. I love having Kurt on. Those are always good conversations. Putin is one of the best Christian presidents of all times. I don't know if that's some kind of, whether we're being genuine or not. I mean, they did ask about Christianity and a man in power and how they weigh that against each other. I mean, you're taking lives, exactly. I kind of agree. Like, if you're truly a Christian, can you be in that position? I don't know. Just stutter and laugh awkwardly as filler between vague statements. It's not Musk. When he talks longer, you can tell. Even that little bit of South African accent is crazy. Cywar. Oh, well, Jan, I hope you got to listen to the whole deal. Putin is a pagan. He's worse than Constantine with coexist. Let's see. You can tell it's close for some words. Let's see. Putin talking super soldiers. Yeah, that's right. Scientists, gene modification with AI, all compliant to predator class. Correct, Murray. I'm not lionizing Putin. We're not Russophiles here. We're also not Russophobes. Just saying. I need this filter at work. Yes, the AI Musk. Putin is sick. They've all gone wild there in Russia. He testified that grandfather forgot to take his pills. Sanctions supposedly don't work. Not sure what any of that means. Is anyone buying this? I don't know, J-Dubs. Putin live in different real time. Let's see. It's the post-truth world. It's where we're living. And, of course, Ian Miles Chong is there. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a speaker in it. Here, look. Take a look. You know, you had some really interesting characters that were in this whole thing. Let's go back to it. Let's play just a little bit more. Just do it.
But do you have some issues with Gibraltarians?
Yeah, of course.
Did they dump the shitcoin on you too? That happened. Yeah.
It's a hard rock life there in Gibraltar.
It is. Yeah. Dude, who's in the room with you? Who's in the room?
Hey, Elon, what game are you playing tonight?
Diablo?
Always
Nice.
Diablo. What class are
No,
you
I
playing?
mean, it's like, whenever it came out and not that long ago.
You know, and that's the other thing. Like, you're all these companies are playing video games at night. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But again, there's Dittman. There's Muskernuts. There's the parody of the Muskernuts in his Hell's Champion costume. If we're not in Bizarro World, I don't know where we're at. Just putting it out there. Let's go down the Musketeers. David Icke was not having a fortune with Jones and the Musk psyop. It was hard to watch. Again, I was listening to a lot of it, not watching it. I'm not saying it's him, Jason, but what if it was him, just trying to be normal? But well, imagine both of them are in on the joke, because it's not a joke. It is kind of a psyop, and they both have access to each other's account. You know, I mean, there's a lot of possibility. I'm not sure what this is, because think about it. Even if you sounded like someone and had their cadence, why would you get into an informational level so that you could speak like them all the time? I'm just saying, it's very weird. Because he's not got many friends, and he can't come out into the real world, can he? I could see him doing it. I don't know, man. This is like the definition of a psyop. It's weird. Which wife for Musk? I don't know. Is Elon speaking with a filter? I don't know. Apparently, you have to be on some kind of group voice call to put your hand up. Yeah, I've been on those calls, but I just still don't know. It's like a weird thing. He owes Ike an apology either way. I don't know. I'm not hearing Elon. Yeah, Ike was disrespected. I didn't catch the end of it. I didn't catch all of it. Remember, I in the middle of it, I missed a lot of it because I was having lunch. So I've got to watch that whole thing. Yeah, it was tough to watch. David deserved more respect than that. Did I do something with your mic? Yes, I did do something with my mic. Did it sound like me still? So the interchanging thing wasn't working? No, that's my real voice. Hopefully. Whoa, went all the way down. You know what? I'm gonna wrap it up right there. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I absolutely love you. Without you, I couldn't do this. It's not about left or right. It's always about right and wrong. Again, Monday through Friday, it's gonna move to mornings again, and it's gonna be like a 2-hour thing again. But it might not be on my channels, just like my other show, Making Sense of the Madness, Patriot TV. Okay, Patriot TV. Go watch it on Rumble. I do repost some. I've got to get better at that. I love you. Couldn't do it without you. Links down below. Adios, and we'll see you on the flip side.